You've probably heard it your entire life. Drink more water, it's good for you. And yes, staying hydrated is essential, but what if I told you that the way you drink water, the timing, the amount, even the temperature, might actually be harming your body, especially if you're over 60? Sounds surprising, right? But stay with me, because today we're diving into a topic that seems simple on the surface but holds powerful implications for your health, energy, and longevity. Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt groggy in the morning even after a full night's sleep? Maybe you've noticed swelling in your ankles, or you're waking up multiple times at night to pee. These might seem unrelated, but hydration, done the wrong way, could be a silent culprit behind all of them. Here's why this matters more as we age. After 60, our bodies don't handle fluids the same way they used to. First, our kidneys slow down. They're not as efficient at filtering out extra water. Second, our blood vessels become stiffer, so sudden shifts in fluid levels are harder to manage. And third, perhaps most surprisingly, our sense of thirst fades. That means we may not even feel thirsty when our body desperately needs hydration. And when we finally do feel thirsty, we might already be dehydrated or putting unnecessary stress on the system. It's like your body is speaking more quietly, and if you're not tuned in, you might miss the message entirely. But don't worry, this isn't about drinking less water. It's about drinking smarter. Because yes, water can absolutely support brain clarity, joint health, digestion, and energy, but only when it's done the right way, at the right time, and in the right amount. In today's episode, we're going to unpack the 3 most common mistakes seniors make when it comes to hydration, and how small changes in your routine can lead to major improvements in sleep, cognition, and overall well-being. So grab a cup of warm water, settle in, and let's relearn how to hydrate in a way your body will thank you for, especially after 60. Now let's talk about the first major hydration mistake many people, especially those over 60, are making without even realizing it: drinking too much water at once. Tell me if this sounds familiar. You go hours without drinking anything. Maybe you've been busy. Maybe you just didn't feel thirsty. And then suddenly, it hits you. I haven't had any water today. So, you grab a big bottle and chug down half a liter, maybe even a full liter, thinking you're doing your body a favor. But here's the surprising truth. For older adults, that catch-up hydration might actually be doing more harm than good. As we age, our kidneys lose some of their filtering efficiency. They're simply not as quick or effective at managing large volumes of fluid dumped into the system all at once. When we overload them like that, the body scrambles to deal with the excess. Some of that water ends up leaking into tissues, especially around the ankles and legs, leading to uncomfortable swelling. Worse yet, that sudden flood often leads to nighttime bathroom trips, because your body's still trying to rebalance the fluid while you're sleeping. And that means broken sleep, lightheadedness when getting up, and waking up not feeling rested, no matter how long you stayed in bed. And here's something even more serious. Chugging a large amount of water quickly can dilute sodium levels in your blood. This condition, known as hyponatremia, can cause dizziness, confusion, and in more severe cases, even falls, a major health risk for seniors. A 2021 study out of Nagoya University tracked older adults who tried to rehydrate late in the day. The results? These individuals showed higher blood pressure at night, worse sleep quality, and more fatigue the next morning. Not because they were dehydrated, but because they overcorrected. Too fast, too late. Let's pause for a second. If your hydration routine includes long periods of not drinking water, followed by chugging a lot in one go, you're not alone. I've seen this pattern over and over with patients and even within my own family. The intention is good, but hydration isn't something you check off like a to-do list. It's a rhythm your body relies on. Think of your body like a sponge, not a bucket. It absorbs water best when it's delivered slowly and steadily, not dumped all at once. So here's a simple tip to protect your energy, your kidneys, and your sleep. Space out your water intake. Aim to sip a small glass every hour or two, especially during your most active hours. You'll stay better hydrated and reduce strain on your organs at the same time. Coming up next, we'll dive into the second big mistake, a habit that most people think is harmless, but might be secretly destroying your sleep from the inside out. You don't want to miss it. Now let's dive into the second big mistake that many people make when it comes to drinking water. One that seems totally harmless, but could be quietly wrecking your sleep and putting your safety at risk. It's this: drinking water within 30 minutes of going to bed. I know, it sounds harmless, even responsible. A lot of us think, one last glass before sleep, just to be safe. But here's the truth. That final drink might be setting you up for a night of fragmented rest and a foggy, unsteady morning. Here's why. Your body follows a natural rhythm called the circadian clock. At night, it intentionally slows down urine production, helping you stay asleep. But when you drink water right before lying down, you override that rhythm. Suddenly, your bladder has work to do, and it won't wait until morning. The result? You wake up at 1 a.m. or 3 a.m., or even multiple times. And even if you manage to fall back asleep, your body misses out on the deepest, most restorative sleep stages, stage 3 in REM. These are the phases when your brain repairs, your immune system resets, and your memory consolidates. Now imagine repeating that cycle every night. You may be spending 8 hours in bed, but still waking up groggy, unfocused, and sluggish. And the worst part? Most people don't connect it to that innocent glass of water. It gets more serious. When you wake up to pee, especially in the dark, you might feel lightheaded or off balance, especially if you're over 60. That's when the risk of falling increases. And let's be honest, one bad fall can change everything. A study in Japan looked at older adults who drank water close to bedtime. The findings were clear. They had worse cognitive performance the next morning, not because they were dehydrated, but because their sleep had been disrupted. So here's a simple reframe. Hydration should support your sleep, not steal it. Try this instead. Have your last full glass of water about 2 hours before bed. If you get thirsty later on, just take a few small sips, enough to soothe your mouth, not fill your bladder. This small shift can make a big difference in your energy, brain function, and nighttime safety. And for older adults, where every hour of deep sleep matters, this is one of the easiest habits to change. Let me ask you, how often do you wake up at night to use the bathroom? And have you ever considered that it's not your age, it might just be your hydration timing? In the next section, we'll explore a third habit that most people think is good for digestion, but actually makes things harder for your gut as you age. Stay with me. It's another simple but powerful fix. Alright, let's move on to the third common mistake that often flies completely under the radar: drinking too much water during meals. I get it, this one feels natural. Most of us grew up being told that sipping water while eating helps wash things down, or makes digestion easier. You've probably seen people, maybe even yourself, gulping water throughout lunch or dinner without a second thought. But here's the catch. For adults over 60, this habit might actually be slowing your digestion and reducing the nutrients your body absorbs from food. Let me break it down. As we age, our bodies naturally produce less stomach acid. And that acid isn't just there to give you heartburn. It plays a critical role in breaking down proteins, absorbing minerals like calcium and magnesium, and sterilizing food before it enters your intestines. Now imagine this. You sit down for dinner and drink a full glass, or 2, of cold water with your meal. What happens? That water dilutes the stomach acid, weakening the digestive process right when your body needs it most. You might not feel the effect right away, but over time, you may start noticing things like bloating, gas, post-meal fatigue, or even nutritional deficiencies, especially in iron, calcium, or vitamin B12. And those aren't just numbers on a lab report. Low B12, for instance, can impact energy, memory, and mood. In fact, a 2019 study from Kyoto Women's University tracked seniors who drank more than 300 milliliters of water during meals. The results? Reduced nutrient absorption and higher rates of digestive discomfort, not to mention more complaints of feeling sluggish after eating. Let's pause for a second. Have you ever felt sleepy or heavy after lunch, not because of what you ate, but because your body just seemed to slow down? That might not be the food. It might be the water. Now don't get me wrong, hydration is still essential. But when you hydrate matters just as much as how much you drink. For most people, especially as we get older, It's better to drink water 30 minutes before a meal. That preps the digestive system. And then wait about 30 to 60 minutes after eating before you hydrate again. This way, your stomach has the time and tools it needs to properly break down food and extract the nutrients your body depends on. Here's a little tip I give my older clients. Instead of a full glass during the meal, just take a few sips if needed to swallow dry food, and keep the rest of your hydration outside the meal window. It might feel like a small shift, but for your gut, it's a game changer. So next time you sit down to eat, take a moment to ask yourself, not just what you're eating, but how you're helping your body digest it. Coming up, we'll talk about the ideal daily hydration rhythm, timing, temperature, and the simple habits that support healthy energy, digestion, and sleep well into your 60s and beyond. Don't go anywhere. Let's talk about another hydration habit that gets overlooked far too often: skipping water in the morning. Think about it. After 7, 8, maybe even 9 hours of sleep, your body has gone a full night without any fluid intake. That's a long fast. You're not just low on energy, you're already in a state of mild dehydration, even before you've gotten out of bed. And what do most people reach for first? A cup of coffee, maybe juice, maybe nothing at all. But here's the problem. Your body doesn't want stimulation first thing, it wants restoration. And that starts with water. Drinking a small glass of warm or room temperature water within 30 minutes of waking up gently signals your organs to start functioning again. It helps flush out overnight waste, supports bowel movement, and even kick-starts your brain's alertness. But if you skip this step, or worse, go straight to coffee or cold drinks, you're putting your digestive system and blood vessels into a state of mild stress. Especially for older adults, cold water can cause vasoconstriction, tightening of blood vessels, leading to spikes in blood pressure or discomfort in the gut. Here's something I always tell my clients over 60. Start your day like you're waking up a garden, not a machine. A small sip of warm water goes a long way. So tomorrow morning, before you open your email or turn on the coffee pot, try reaching for a glass of water first. It might seem simple, but it could change how you feel all morning long. Now here's the 5th hydration mistake, and it's a subtle one: ignoring your body's hydration rhythm. Hydration isn't just about quantity, it's about consistency. But what do many people do? They go hours without drinking any water, then suddenly remember and gulp down 2 full bottles in the afternoon. Sound familiar? That kind of on and off pattern is tough on your system. Think of your body like a sponge. A sponge doesn't absorb well when you flood it. It works best when moisture comes slowly and regularly. As we age, this rhythm becomes even more important. Remember, thirst signals weaken after 60. So if you're waiting to feel thirsty, you're likely already behind. And once you try to catch up too quickly, you overwhelm your kidneys and risk swelling, poor sleep, or even lightheadedness. Here's the fix, and it's easy. Sip small amounts throughout the day, about every 1 to 2 hours. Don't wait for a signal. Build the rhythm into your routine, just like brushing your teeth or checking your phone. Use visual cues if you need to. A glass of water on your desk, a reminder on your phone, a bottle that travels with you wherever you go. It's not about drinking more, it's about drinking smarter and more steadily. Your body isn't asking for a flood, it's asking for a flow. So let's bring everything together. We started this episode with a simple truth: water is essential. But as we've seen, after age 60, hydration becomes more about wisdom than quantity. It's no longer about chugging down as much water as you can. It's about giving your body what it needs, when it needs it, and how it can best absorb it. Because here's the thing: your body changes with time. Your kidneys don't filter as fast. Your thirst cues become quieter. Your digestion becomes more sensitive. And that means that your hydration habits, just like your exercise, your sleep, and your diet, deserve a smarter approach. Let me walk you through a simple daily routine that works with your body, not against it. 1. Start your morning with water, gently. Within 30 minutes of waking up, have a small glass of warm or room temperature water, not cold. Cold water can jolt your digestive system and constrict blood vessels, especially if you're managing blood pressure. But warm water? It gently wakes up your metabolism, supports regular bowel movements, and helps your body shift out of its overnight fast. 2. Sip consistently throughout the day. Instead of drinking large amounts all at once, think small and steady. A glass every 1 to 2 hours is a good rhythm. Don't wait until you're thirsty. By the time that signal hits, especially after 60, your body may already be stressed. Set little reminders. Keep water visible on your desk. And treat hydration like background music, always playing quietly in the background. 3. Prepare your digestion before meals. About 30 minutes before eating, drink a glass of water. This primes your stomach, helps build up the mucosal lining, and tells your digestive system, get ready, food is coming. But during the meal, go easy, just a few sips if needed. Drinking a full glass while eating can dilute your stomach acid, weaken digestion, and leave you feeling bloated or tired. 4. Wind down your hydration at night. Make sure your last full glass of water is at least 2 hours before bed. That way, your body has time to process it, and your bladder doesn't wake you up in the middle of the night. If you're thirsty closer to bedtime, just take a few small sips, enough to feel comfortable, not full. Now, none of this requires fancy supplements, expensive tools, or drastic changes. It just takes a shift in rhythm, a little more awareness, a bit more intention. Let me leave you with this. Water isn't just something we drink, it's a message. And after 60, how you deliver that message determines whether your body hears support or stress. So drink smart, drink slow, and let water become one of your most powerful allies in aging with clarity, strength, and peace. Before you go, I've got a special health gift I'd love to share with you. On this channel, I share simple, effective health tips, all based on real scientific research and practical, everyday experience. And if you'd like to receive a free gift, it's super easy. Hit the subscribe button, comment below, claim my gift. I'll send it straight to you. Don't miss out, because your journey to better health starts with small choices just like this one.